Okay. Hello, hello, hello. So, okay. Sambil menunggu Mbak Frila. Okay, yep.
Oke, siap. Wait.
Okay, finally kita sudah kedatangan Mbak Frila dari IAIN Ponorogo ya Mbak ya.
Iya.
Okay, what a minute. Okay. Halo
Oke.
Budia. Oke, ada Budi. Oke, untuk yang join terima kasih. Sebelum kita mulai, first Mbak Frila will introduce. Oke.
Oke.
Mbak, what should I call you? Mbak atau Ibu dosen?
Mbak aja, biar lebih kelihatan muda aja.
Oke. Oke, mungkin supaya audiens ini tahu Mbak ini mengajar di mana, kemudian concern atau interest pada apa, mungkin bisa share dengan audiens EduTech. Silahkan.
Okay, thank you for the time. I would like to introduce myself. My name is Prila Rohmawati. You can call me Mbak Prila.
Okay.
And I'm from Jombang, but I right now working in IAIN Ponorogo as an English lecturer, and since 2011.
Ah, wow.
It's almost 10 years.
10 years.
Yeah, 10 years teaching in English department of IAIN Ponorogo, and during this time, I concerned on conducting a research dealing with technology-assisted language learning, speaking class, and multiple intelligence. So for about 5 years, 5 years, I'm working with hybrid learning that I will share today.
So that's we are going to discuss today, yeah, about hybrid learning. Okay.
Hybrid learning.
So, yeah, it's quite new terms in nowadays. So we have ever heard about e-learning and then
e-learning, online learning.
Online learning and then blended learning. Then we have
blended
the
learning.
new term. Yes, the new term now about hybrid learning. So would you please share us hybrid? Would you please share us what is it?
This term is very popular, especially in the pandemic era. Yeah, at that time, we are used to teaching our students, by face-to-face interactions, or we call it traditional classroom. Yeah, we come to the class, we discuss everything in the class. But in pandemic era, we have to change. We have to shift our idea on the way to teaching. You see that hybrid learning is the same idea like blended. So what we blend actually, this is one of educational model in which students attend the class, while others join the class virtually. Of course, when the word virtually, we use devices, and this is one of technology.
Okay.
We use technology in order to facilitate the way to teaching. You see that the idea of hybrid learning or blended learning itself is from disappointment of online and traditional learning itself. You see that there are some weaknesses when we teach fully offline like traditional class, because it is pandemic era. But there's also some benefit. You see that when we meet our students, it seems like we get in touch and we know their development, especially the way to collaborate with others is can be seen clearly. But in online, in online one, it more encourage engagement. You see that sometimes we know our students, ada yang di kelas itu malu-malu, but in
Okay,
online
yes,
one,
yeah.
because they use their fingers, for example, in answering the
Yeah.
questions or giving idea, it's so brilliant at that time. That's why in order to accommodate those two kinds of models, so hybrid learning is suggested, especially for this pandemic era. And even we cannot meet directly with our students, so there is the terms called synchronized and asynchronized.
Synchronize,
Synchronized and asynchronized. This term, you see that asynchronous learning element, like you see that we have online exercise. We can record our, for example, material and play to maybe several platform, and then the students can feel our coming, for example, something like that. And when we want to see our students, we can use Zoom, Google Meet, and many other platform actually. So it can be concluded that it's kind of blended learning. So we mix the combinations of real world interaction in face-to-face and online learning. That's the concept of hybrid learning.
Hybrid learning, I see. And then, this notion or this idea actually kind of, what is it? New terminology while we have adapting, previous terminology, kind of blended learnings. So, is there any, how can we integrate it into language learning that we focus on it? Is there any kind of different or similar how to integrate it on the language learning?
Okay, you see, then when we talk about language learning, there are many components. Many components. Actually, blended learning, blended or hybrid learning itself, it's not only beneficial for language learning, but also another course too, for science or for another major. And the way to integrate hybrid learning into language learning, it can be, you see that, of course, we have to apply technology itself. So we have to select the platform that the students already well known. Something like maybe Facebook or Instagram. Or this is the common one is something like Google Classroom.
Yes, as the LMS,
as the LMS. And I think every university or every school has their own LMS, like in Spada when there is in SMP, or ada istilahnya itu e-learning madrasah. Every school has their own LMS. And the way to integrate, it's the same thing like, for example, there is a place for discussion. For sharing material, for example, uploading video. So you see that the material is not only from textbook. We can attach some links, so ask the students to watch it, for example, and then retell it, and then directly summarize it in one platform. We can do everything in the platform. Of course, we have to make some agreement with our students that which platform that we apply, and it's already familiar to our students. Something like, actually, all skill or all component of language learning can be integrate into hybrid learning.
Okay, so the important thing that there are kind of perhaps we can do kind of polling to our student, which one that actually they can comfortable to do or to apply kind of devices of application relate to this this process.
Yeah,
Okay, is there any
something
what
like
is perhaps in your experience, is there any kind of previously I talked about devices or application that actually suitable or appropriate with this
suitable.
kind of what is it method in hybrid learning?
Okay. Yeah, I just share my experience for the last year for the last year classroom. Yeah, that
Okay.
you see when I teach, I thought what's that? It seems a year ago because right now I'm in my duty to study
Yeah.
and I'm free. I'm free for teaching now.
Okay.
Uh, I just to recall my experience. Okay,
Okay.
when I thought at that time reset method class, and this is for the first time in pandemic era. But I still meet my students before mid test, so there will be 6 meeting for face to face and six meeting for online class, and in our campus there is one of platform, yeah, it called e-learning for EIN Ponorogo, and it is
Okay.
it's Moodle
Okay.
based application, yeah.
Okay.
So the institution can customize it according to the need of the lectures and also the students, yeah. At that time it's such kind of what's that, it's something new for us because
Mm-mm.
that's the first time pandemic and we have to do it fully online by
Yeah.
what's that, and we have to make our students understand about the concept of
Yeah.
research methodology because
Yeah.
it's very important for them to conduct a research, especially for their final project.
Yes.
uh, yeah, at that time I try to, what's that, there is what's that, place for uploading material, yeah.
Okay.
Many kinds of ebook I upload there and ask the students to read, and there's some part of this Moodle base. I have to make a group, yeah, I have to make a group of the students to discuss the topic, but you see that I do know the conditions of my students. That's why, in order to make them heterogeneous, so
Mm-mm.
I select the member of the group by myself. That's why
Okay.
the purpose is that when I ask my students to do that, they always find the friend who they think that okay, it's capable. So for the smart
Okay.
one, for the high achiever, yeah, high achiever
I
together
see.
with the
So
hype
kind of,
one, yeah,
yeah, yeah, placement,
kind
yeah.
of pilih-pilih, yeah, pilih-pilih, something like that. But there is what's that? Those applications can give us especially the lectures authority to select the member of the group. It's very good, I think, because what I want for the high achiever can help the low one, and
Yeah.
it's some heterogeneous one, and they can do it what's that, better in doing the assignment. Beside that, in every meeting, I always ask them to make reflections.
Okay.
What have they learned during this meeting, in online meeting,
Mm-mm.
and what are the problems or difficulties that experience, especially in certain topic.
Yeah.
If I found that what's that, some of my students do not understand
Mm-mm.
what I said.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I what's that? I schedule a Zoom meeting for
Okay.
better enrichments of this
Mm-mm.
material. Yeah, of course we have
Okay.
to combine not only one platform. Yeah, this is the key.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, both of asynchronous and asynchronous, it's important. Yeah, in conducting this hybrid learning. Yeah, so talk about the Moodle that EAI and Pronologo has in conducting or doing the e-learning. Is there any, what is it,
Yeah.
a special or perhaps what is it, something that interact or make the student excited on doing or having the LMS or asynchronous thing? Is there any something that make it different with other
Uh, okay.
LMS? Yeah.
Mm-mm. Uh, at that time, I thought four classes, and two classes I apply LMS provided by the university model base, and the rest is by using Google Classroom.
I see.
Uh,
Okay.
and for model base is such kind of what's that? If the students use model base built by the university, it's low in what's that? Pulsanya sangat terjangkau sekali karena
Okay. Yeah.
dibantu oleh because it's
Low band. Yeah. Yeah.
provided by the universities.
Ah. Okay. Yes.
Yeah, but because it's something new from them, it's not as familiar as Google Classroom.
Okay.
Yeah, but so for the first time I apply this kind of model base. Yeah, we have to learn together and how to apply term by term in those LMS. So we need a longer time learning the item on the LMS as well as the content of the material that I will deliver. And it's quite different when I use Google Classroom. It's the feature is already fixed, and yeah, and it's quite easy for the students to apply those. And you see that I think Google Classroom is the best choice, especially for the secondary school. Yeah, it's
Okay.
free.
Yeah. It's
Mm-mm.
free. It's easy to operate
It's
also.
free and
Okay.
easy to operate. Yeah.
Yes, some university also use this one of LMS, and then I like the notion about learning together. I think that's a good notion. While we have this kind of hybrid learning, e-learning, and then blended learning, we as what we call it digital immigrant, yeah, because we do not live as our student nowadays, because they have know the technology first after they born. Actually, they know what is the technology itself, but when
Yeah.
we as a digital immigrant, we should learn also what kind of this
Yeah.
devices, what kind of application. I think that's a good idea when we call it, while we have the LMS, or we have kind of devices or application, the notion of learning together with our student, and then what we
Yeah.
call it, we should do kind of orientation first, yeah, with the student before we
Yeah.
conducting the teaching learning process. Okay, what do you think about that?
Okay. You see, Bu, our student, especially for university student, is sometimes their digital literacy is better than us. uh, we cannot deny it.
We can deny it. Okay.
Sometimes when I ask my students to, for example, presenting in PPT, in PowerPoint, or in video, the result is so amazing, and they do it themselves. And for example, like in explaining a certain topic, they use some kinds of animations or some
Yeah.
idea related to technology, and the result is so amazing. And we can learn from them.
We can learn
Yeah.
from them. Yeah. Many
Yeah.
things that we can learn from them. Okay.
Yeah.
So Yeah, so talk about what is it, devices, and talk about what we call it, digital native and then digital immigrant.
Yeah.
Do you have any suggestion for our audience here, perhaps what we call it, baby boomers? Or I believe that who watch this actually know well about the technology, but perhaps you, what is it, have kind of advices or suggestion relate to that?
Okay. Especially in hybrid learning, yeah, for
Yeah,
face to face.
especially in hybrid learning.
As in face to kan there are two kinds of activity, online and face to face. For face to face interaction, I think all the teachers are very smart in selecting a method or strategy for teaching as the way at 21st century learning. So we have to build the students both critical and creative thinking. And I think for the face-to-face one, there are many strategy, but for the online one, so we still have learning for that. For the first time, you have to select appropriate platform. What is meant by appropriate? Yeah, appropriate is that both users, in this case teachers and students, understand the platform. Understand means the item in the platform should be well known. In
Okay.
for teachers, you see that try to select the platform that maybe it's what's that? We can start a video meeting. Yeah, we can start a video
Yeah.
meeting because it's very important to keep in touch with our students. We can use Google Meet or Zoom, and we can create and manage the classes. And it's what's that? Agreement with the students, and we have to set up clear assignment. Yeah, of course, with the rubric itself, and we can grade online, yeah, without paper. So today is paperless, yeah.
Okay.
every assignment,
Yeah.
every
It's
assignment, yeah, without paperless, and we can also combine. We can also find the material from YouTube, yeah. We can do a survey, yeah, and of course you see that Google Drive is also helpful.
Yeah.
Google Drive.
Okay.
There are
Okay.
actually there are so
Okay.
many
So
devices.
how to utilize it? Kind of Google
Pardon?
Drive. How to utilize
Okay.
it? Okay. Kind of
Okay.
Google Drive
For
that you mentioned.
Google Drive. For example, I think all the students have already know the functions of Google Drive, and everybody has an email. Yeah,
Yes.
everybody has an email. When we submit, for example, when we ask the students to submit the assignment, we just give the link in Drive. Okay,
Okay.
student, this is the links of the Drive, and you can upload there.
Okay.
Something like this, and it's for all. And you see that we have to be very fair, especially in assessing, yeah, and in
Yeah.
giving the score to the students. So we have to what's that? Sometimes the students feel that way. Okay, dia nggak pernah aktif, apa nilainya bagus, padahal saya yang
Iya.
aktif.
Nilainya jelek gitu ya.
Nilainya jelek, yeah. So sometimes we need to do
Ya.
a clarification for that.
Oke,
Yeah.
yes.
And
Mereka butuh
then for
transparansi.
yeah, transparent. For the students, of course, we have to. The first is motivate them.
Ya.
It seems that okay, for example, this platform, it's new, for example, but yeah, we can do it. We can work with it. So we can do step by step. For the first, maybe there is sometimes something like pelatihan, ya, pelatihan.
Ya. Orientation
Training
ya,
on
betul. Ya.
orientation,
Ya,
yeah,
ya.
orientation in using this platform, something like that.
Okay. Yeah. So, in your experience, by conducting this kind of method, is there any kind of you find it useful, or kind of strengths or weaknesses? Talk about that. in a hybrid learning?
In hybrid learning, yes.
Yeah.
The problem first, yeah.
Okay. Okay. So let's start the problem.
Okay, the problem first. Okay, sometimes the material is not what's that? It's not master well like in
Okay. Yeah.
first face to face. Yeah, face to face. We in face to face we can check the students' understanding
Understanding. Yeah.
directly. Sometimes when we have a Zoom meeting, yeah, when we point out the students, sometimes because of maybe bad connection.
Okay.
Yeah.
It can be a reason, right?
Bad connection, so okay, yeah, just that. And sometimes you see that when there is a discussion, yeah, when there is a discussion and they have we ask the students to write an idea, but we don't know who
Okay.
write on those who write
Yes.
on those box, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I know that you see that I try to understand one by one individually, my students.
Yeah.
Oh, I know this capability, yeah. But bukannya suudon atau apa gitu
Yeah.
ya, Ibu. Terus kok
We have that feeling actually.
when I give the questions, the answer, especially for the writing, is very brilliant. Yeah, but when there
Yeah.
is a Zoom meeting, when I ask them to maybe the same questions but in different sentences, the answer will be very different.
Oh, everybody's quiet actually, but they answer it.
Yeah, that's the problem. And
Okay.
the benefit, yeah, the benefit is it seems that especially in time management, yeah, time management is it's very good by using online learning. The students also we train the student responsibility to submit the assignment on time because there is a due date, ya, due date. Kalau misalnya due date-nya belum tidak mengumpulkan sesuai dengan due date, ya itu otomatis akan menutup sendiri and they lose the score. So it's very good to train their self discipline, ya, responsibility, ya. Kalau misalnya face to face sometimes, Bu, nanti kita ngumpulkannya di kantor ya, sampai di kantor tapi jam berapa itu masih besok ya.
Yeah, okay.
So there is no for online one there is no reasons, okay, why I have to submit late, something like that.
Yeah, okay.
So it's a good combination.
A good combination. Okay, so yeah, we always find that kind of good things and a bad thing in using kind of this technology, but talk about what is it? We don't know what actually a student did. Yeah, this kind of copy paste generation we can call it. Hopefully not.
Something like that.
Yeah, hopefully not. But do you have any kind of ideas or something that how to make them have what we call it kind of a good behavior that. Yeah, that kind of attitude, I think a good point for us. In giving result at the end of the course. Is there any things that you did to your student regard about that?
Okay. At the first meeting, I always something like motivate my students. You see that, okay, I'm ready to give you a score. Yeah,
Okay.
A score. Something like we have an agreement. Kalau di awal itu istilahnya kesepakatan bersama, ya. Okay, this is the rule. This is the rule of my class. If you do this, yeah, because you see that the material is very beneficial for you. If you don't understand, please ask, and I will not judge. I will not judge if you, for example, your assignment is bad. As long as you follow my rule, at least you will have B plus or Amin. Yeah, but if you do it with your effort, yeah, if your effort and what's that? Yeah, of course you will get A. So don't think about the score, but try to Try to get the lesson from this course, because you see that for the course of research method, yeah. So it's very it's nonsense. For example, if you got A, but you cannot do your final project, ya, skripsi Anda tidak bisa tapi riset metodologinya dapat A because of the way to cheat me, ya. For example, by the work is very amazing. For example, in writing proposal is very good, but it will be nonsense if you cannot working with your skripsi, something like that.
Yeah, I think it's a good notion when we tell the student that every work that they done will try to find out the originality using the technology to find out
technology.
to find out whether they do it honest or not. Yeah,
They do it or
what do you
not?
think?
Yeah. I apply turn it in, something like this. I have my own turn it in, and it will be very easy for me to know whether you copy paste from the online tag, something like that.
Yeah. We should consider and discuss it with the student in the first meeting, so they
at the
know
first
what
meeting.
they should. Yeah. Okay, good notion. Okay, let's talk about the hybrid learning itself. So perhaps there's someone actually interested in conducting this kind of terms or this kind of method. I think it's new term, but perhaps what actually we should do while we interest in conducting kind of research about hybrid learning. Is there any information for us who's actually expert on it, and what actually to find out the information about the hybrid learning itself?
Okay. The idea
Yes,
of hybrid learning. Okay, when you open the reputable journal like Elsevier, EBSCO, and many others, when you write hybrid learning, actually there are so many ideas, and it's the new one, especially for the pandemic. In hybrid learning, of course, in every when we apply hybrid learning in a remote area or in, for example, kalau Tasikmalaya masuknya remote apa tidak?
Nampaknya masih ini remote juga, belum stabil juga. So many student have reason, tidak ada ini, harus naik ini. Belum lagi kalau kondisi hujan atau apa, itu juga menjadi problem juga. Kind of obstacle.
There are so many ideas, seperti yang dikatakan Ibu Santiana itu should be humanist. Humanist. Jadi there are so many variable actually that we need to find the relationship between the relationship among hybrid or blended learning with other variables. So it's very challenging to conduct a research on that, especially for like the humanist itself, the teaching and learning that humanize both teachers and the student, especially in using hybrid learning. Maybe engagement, the engagement. You see that every lesson, especially for productive skill,
Yeah.
For productive skill for writing and speaking, yeah, it's need
Yeah.
more research on that. The way to propose effective way, especially for speaking. Yeah, it's need more research on that. Yeah, sometimes,
Okay.
and there are
Yeah.
so many
Yeah.
things to do with hybrid learning.
Hybrid learning. Okay, so for you who interest on hybrid learning, I think this new notion, yeah, to conduct that kind of chance for you to, what is it, find more about this. Okay, so perhaps we will invite our audience if there's
Yeah,
something that,
audience.
yeah, you'd like to ask or something you have, what is it, comment about that. Yes, some of you wife actually. I just checked the statement here. Perhaps is there any something that you want to ask to Mbak Frila? Okay, we have Mas Anjar to here. Okay, and then let me check. Is there any question? May I become an insight person? We talk about hybrid learning anyway. And then, okay, so yeah, and who else? Okay, so while we are waiting for the question, okay, so actually there will be merchandise if you, what is it, deliver a question for us. We have, and we'll, what is it, send it to you. Uh, if you what is it, perhaps you have kind of experience about that. Okay, Mbak Prila, there's we wait for other question actually. Let's discuss more about this notion about hybrid learning. Is it
Yeah.
appropriate in all kind of level of education to apply this kind of what we call it? Is it method? Is it strategies or what is it actually?
Okay, in some theories, yeah, some reference, it can be called approach, yeah, and it can be called method too. But in my
Okay,
opinion, it's kind of approach. It's a kind of approach, yeah,
approach. I
pendekatan.
see.
Because in practice, we can employ many strategy or many method in running the blended, the hybrid learning itself.
Okay.
Like my previous experience, I try to combine the hybrid learning, the online learning with the strategy or the method proposed by kementerian ya untuk yang
I
level
see.
SMP atau SMA, like project based learning, problem
Yeah.
based, and
Mm-mm.
inquiry based. It's a kind of a good combination, I think.
Okay. Okay, thank you for the
Okay.
insight. Okay, so there are question here finally from Anissa Zahra. Anissa asked
Yeah.
about she want to confirm actually what makes hybrid learning different from blended learning in the term of implementation of practice.
Okay. The case, I mean, the idea of hybrid and blended learning itself is the same, especially related to the theory. Yeah,
Mm-mm.
this is combinations of face-to-face interactions and online learning. Yeah, for the term, it's the same, hybrid or blended
Okay.
learning. The
Yeah.
difference is rely on the practice itself, how the teacher implement it. Yeah, how the teacher select the portion. There are many idea in combining face-to-face and online learning. Sometimes they select 80% online,
I see.
20% offline, or 50-50. It's depend on the belief of the lectures of or the teachers. Yeah,
I see. Okay.
something like that.
Okay, yeah, thank you for the
Yeah,
insight. Okay, so hopefully that answer Mbak Teteh, Teteh Anissa. So actually, it's the terminology it's actually the
the
same, but
terminology is the same.
yeah, but the
How
way how we
implement,
implement it
how we
okay,
implement is different, and the way to select a platform, yeah, it's also what's that? It's depend on the teacher.
okay, okay. Perhaps you interest in conducting hybrid learning, Ibu Ica. Okay, then we have a question also. Ini
Yeah.
penonton loyal ini ada Ibu Eva, Ibu Santiana. What do you think about humanism in hybrid learning, perhaps, yeah, in hybrid education?
Yeah.
Can we, touch the humanism approach or humanism itself into hybrid
Mm-mm.
learning?
Yeah, humanism. Okay.
Yeah.
In hybrid learning, yeah, it's try to combine those two idea, yeah, face to face and online learning. Of course, I think it's a very humanized. It's a humanize the student itself. We provide the students time, yeah. For example, in doing assignment, and we give the students freedom to do it. For example, you can find the material in the YouTube or in many kinds of link, for example, or in the textbook, in order to solve the problem related to the material. And for face-to-face itself, we also give the students time, for example, for reflections, to make themselves whether they get the point or understand the material or not. So we always humanize it, I think, in hybrid learning, and yeah, something like
So
that.
yeah, so we can apply actually this kind of notion about how to humanize. I think that the
How to
notion is
humanize.
quite, yeah, the idea of implementing a kind of a concept of humanize the education or humanize the online learning. It's a good idea because we do not teach a robot, right? We should do what is
Yeah.
it kind of the concept
Yeah.
of smiling. I think that's what make a student accepted
Yeah,
the environment, yeah, not only tell them or teaching them about the concept, but how we can interact with them in the concept of humanism itself. Okay,
yeah,
thank you for
yeah.
the question. Yeah.
Something like,
Yeah.
for example, when
Okay.
the students submit the assignment, sometimes you
Yeah.
can respond it by give a smile emoticon, or okay,
Yeah.
just wait for the score, and we try to give a feedback, yeah, feedback on, okay, you should do this and this to make it to make your assignment perfect. You have to revise this and this, something like that.
Yeah, okay. So, Bu Santiana, of course, that's a good idea to implement humanism. What is it? What we call it concept, yeah, in hybrid learning. Okay, is there any other question here? Okay, so we still have few times to discuss more about hybrid learning. I just curious about in this context of we do what is it very overwhelmed while having online classroom, yeah, because we just only have synchronous and then asynchronous. We do kind of,
Asynchronous.
yeah, we do kind of asynchronous by perhaps we can do it what is it, having announcement on WA, or then we post something on LMS, and then we do kind of synchronous having in what is it, Zoom session. Yeah. So, is there any, what is it? As you said that in hybrid learning, there are the session of face-to-face session, yeah, or we
Yeah,
call it traditional classroom.
yeah.
This both of nation asynchronous or synchronous. Can we, what is it? Make this same as what we do it in hybrid learning? I mean, apakah konsep sinkronus dan asinkronus ini bisa dimasukkan atau dikategorikan juga, categorize into hybrid learning?
Uh, I think so. You see, especially in pandemic, kita bisa berkumpul ya. We can gather in very what's that? Tidak boleh lebih dari 10, and it's very difficult because
Yes.
usually in one class consists of more than 20 or 25. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's very difficult for us to to do face-to-face interactions. That's why
Yeah.
we apply the term asynchronous. Yeah,
Yeah.
asynchronous. Actually, what is synchronized versus synchronized learning? Ya, bedanya apa sih? Ya. While asynchronized allow the student to access material, ask questions, practice their skill anytime that work from them. So we post, for example, the material like Ibu Ratu said before. We post the material and ask the students, give comment, for example, stated what is their mind about the video or the material. But in synchronized requires simultaneous attendance or schedule, so we can apply Google Meet or Zoom. I think for Zoom and Google Meet is represents of face-to-face interactions. It can represent those during the pandemic, but hopefully this pandemic is already over and we can meet our students. But if the pandemic is over, I think hybrid learning is still a good idea.
Okay, yeah. Of course, it's a good idea, yeah, because this kind of two combination, I think, something that will make the student, excited to do, mereka akan sangat memiliki pilihan, ya, not only having face to face like in traditional classroom, but also they can do kind of online learning too. I think this a good notion ketika nanti kita punya sesi luring untuk nanti mudah-mudahan itu bisa segera terlaksana. Okay, for untuk yang lainnya mungkin ada yang mau bertanya. We have merchandise actually for you, and you can deliver a question or a statement related to hybrid learning.
Hybrid learning. Okay.
Sundani say that. Okay, hybrid learning. Then perhaps Mbak Frila punya something that you want to say in the last couple of minutes our talking today, kind of closing remarks, yeah.
Okay, yeah. Even this one is the term is quite new, hybrid learning, but the concept actually the same like blended learning. It's a kind of reflective combinations of real world interactions and online learning. According to some expert, some references that hybrid learning is educational model in which the students can attend the class and also join the class virtually. It's such a good combination, even in the pandemic or after pandemic. Hopefully this pandemic is already over. And the key important thing in conducting hybrid learning, you have to select the appropriate platform. Because the online learning one, we need the help of technology, and the way to select the technology, it must be suitable with the need both the teachers and also the students itself. So try to find the best that suits the need of those two users. Yeah.
Okay.
Something like that, Teh.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so it's a nice discussion this afternoon talk about
Okay.
hybrid learning. Mungkin kita nanti bisa talk more about hybrid learning in a Zoom session
Yeah.
ya, karena ini hanya
Yeah.
we can't show the something that we can post it in slideshow, but we just only can talk
Yeah.
it or discuss it.
Kalau
Yeah.
misalnya nanti di webinar atau Zoom ya, I will give example. For example, the way the platform can handle the discussion between lecturers and students and how to give comments, something like that. It's
Yeah.
very interesting actually.
Yeah, there will be a good session. I can't wait for that. And tentu saja nanti Mbak Frila kami minta untuk bergabung di Zoom session karena di Instagram ini hanya hanya obrolan-obrolan ringan saja berkaitan dengan hybrid learning. Mudah-mudahan yang ada di sini diberikan insight dan tahu bahwa ada term atau terminologi baru tentang hybrid learning ini dan mungkin nanti bisa find out more about that dan mungkin Anda tertarik untuk mengaplikasikannya di language learning classroom. I think is there anything that you want to say to our audience, Mbak Frila? Mungkin mau memperkenalkan Ponorogo? Menceritakan Ponorogo itu seperti apa sambil membantu Mas Menteri ini.
Actually I'm not from Ponorogo ya. I'm from Jombang.
Jombang.
Tempat kalau ke Jombang nanti bisa ke makamnya Gus Dur ya.
I see. Okay, yeah. Okay.
Okay.
But you teach at IAIN Ponorogo then ya?
And I teach in IAIN Ponorogo dan Ponorogo itu terkenal dengan Pondok Gontor putranya.
Iya, benar sekali.
Kalau Teteh punya anak putra, silakan nanti mondok di Gontor.
Ya? Iya. Lumayan nanti bisa mampir-mampir dulu ke Mbak Prila.
Oke. Sudah di browse di internet banyak sekali everything about Ponorogo, especially satenya.
Oke, satenya. Kalau di kita itu sate yang terkenal itu marangi. Kalau di sana mungkin ada
marangi.
Ya, marangi. Kalau di Ponorogo di Jombang ada istilahnya kah?
Ya, enggak ya, cuma sate gitu aja, sate Ponorogo, sate Madura.
Madura ya. Di Jawa juga banyak itu sate Madura. Ya.
Sate Madura. Oke.
Kerja di Jawa Barat ya. Oke. Yes.
Mudah-mudahan
pandemi ini segera usai dan kita bisa bermain ke sana ya, mencicipi.
Dan saya juga pengen sekali main ke Unsil ya.
Ya, tentu saja di Unsil di Tasik. Kita punya apa ya Tasik Malaya? Kita punya Gunung Galunggung, Mbak. Kemudian apa lagi ya? Mungkin nanti kalau kabupaten biasanya yang banyak seperti alam ekoturismnya gitu banyak di sana.
Wah,
thank you Mbak for today's talk.
Sama-sama.
Ya, terima kasih udah insight kita memberikan hal-hal informatif sekali tentang hybrid learning. Mudah-mudahan di lain kesempatan kita bisa ngobrol-ngobrol lagi dan tentunya untuk nanti di Zoom session akan lebih menarik dan dalam lagi kita berdiskusi tentang ini. Oke, then.
Terima kasih.
Thank you.
See you.
Oke. Bye-bye semuanya. Terima kasih sudah bergabung dengan kita. See you next week. Perhaps we have other speakers talk about EdTech. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.